And fuel prices in the country have been hiked for the second time within a week amid the ongoing Iran war. Oil companies have now increased the prices of petrol and diesel by around 90 paise per litre. Diesel prices have been increased by 91 paise per litre and petrol by about 87 paise per litre. So diesel in Delhi right now has been hiked to 91.58 per litre and petrol now stands at 98.64 per litre. Now, the key considerations were the timing and also the quantum, whether to do it immediately or also to hold prices for longer, and whether to announce a steep hike in one go or adopt a staggered approach. So right now we're going to give you a lowdown of how the prices are currently looking like in Delhi, in Kolkata, in Mumbai and in Chennai. So there has been a hike in petrol prices. The reasons have been explained over the last few days because of the losses that have been incurred by OMCs ever since the war in West Asia began. Now let's talk about Delhi. In Delhi, petrol prices right now are standing at 98.64 per litre. In Kolkata, the prices are close to 110 rupees, which is 109.70 per litre. In Mumbai, it's close to 108, which is 107.57 per litre. And in Chennai, it is close to 104.49 per litre. So this is what the prices are looking like. Now, let's explain further. Petrol, diesel prices have been hiked, and what are the possible cascading effects? So impact number one will be that fuel hike pushes up logistics and freight costs. So yes, there is also higher transport cost raises delivery charges. So this is the impact that you will be looking at, viewers. Inflationary pressure could also rise due to the hike in petrol and diesel prices. Impact number four is costlier raw material movement hits manufacturing. So yes, there is going to be a cascading impact. Manufacturing cost may also rise due to the hike in fuel prices. So this is the impact that we are looking at. MSMEs could face tighter margins and operational stress. That's impact number 6. Impact number 7 is companies may also pass on the cost to consumers or also cut margins. Now let's get you some more breaking news that's coming in. We have information coming in right now that Delhi Taxi Drivers Union are set to go on a 3-day strike from the 21st of May, demanding a fare hike. So commercial vehicle drivers unions in the national capital are planning to go on a 3-day strike from the 21st to the 23rd. They are also demanding a hike in taxi and auto fares in view of the increasing fuel prices. The All India Motor Transport Congress on Monday also wrote to the LG and also Chief Minister Rekha Gupta. They raised their demands. My colleague Ankit is also with us, and we have reporters tracking the fuel price hike. While we're telling our viewers about what's expected in the national capital, let's also shift our focus to Jammu, from where Ankit is reporting. Ankit, you've been speaking to people in the last few days when it comes to the hike in fuel prices. Where are you right now? Talk to the people who are around you. What do they have to say?
I'm in the Jammu's Gandhinagar area in one of the petrol pumps, busiest petrol pump over here. Let me show you the price of a petrol today. It has crossed 100 rupees. It's about 100.53 rupees per litre. And the diesel cost is almost about 89.21 rupees per litre. Let me talk to the people over here. साहब, आज एक बार फिर पेट्रोल के प्राइस बढ़ चुके 90 पैसे. क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप? इतनी 5 दिन के अंदर दूसरी बार.
सर क्या करेंगे, चलना तो है हमें.
तो so let me talk to one of the people over here. सर, एक बार फिर पेट्रोल प्राइस बढ़े हैं. आपको लगता है कि आम जनता की जेब पर एक बार फिर असर पड़ रहा है?
बिल्कुल, वो तो पड़ेगा ही पड़ेगा, वो तो है. लेकिन क्या कर सकते हैं इसमें? अब सरकार कोशिश तो अपने से कर रही है, लेकिन कुछ कह नहीं सकते कि और नहीं बढ़ना चाहिए. बस ये है कि इतना बढ़ा है, ठीक है, लेकिन इससे और बढ़ जाएगा तो फिर तो बड़ी ज़्यादा मुश्किल हो जाएगी, क्योंकि सारे सामान इसकी वजह से महंगे हो जाएंगे. तो नेचुरली इससे ज़्यादा नहीं बढ़ना चाहिए. बस
आम जनता की जेब पे असर पड़ा है पेट्रोल जिस तरीके से बढ़ रहा है.
हाँ सर, बढ़ेगा, क्यों नहीं बढ़ेगा. जैसे ही पेट्रोल बढ़ेगा सभी चीज़ों का रेट बढ़ेगा. डीजल पेट्रोल बढ़ेगा तो सभी चीज़ों का रेट बढ़ेगा.
दिक्कत हो रही है?
हाँ सर, दिक्कत तो होगी, पर लेकिन अभी जैसे बाहर लड़ाई चल रही है वैसे उसका असर तो सभी देशों में पड़ेगा. वैसे रेट के हर चीज़ पे रेट बढ़ेगा।
लेट मी टॉक टू मोर ऑफ द पीपल्स ओवर हियर। मैम एक बार फिर पेट्रोल डीजल का रेट बढ़ा है। महंगाई लग रही है आपको?
नहीं रही, महंगाई तो है ही है। महंगाई हो गई है, 100 रुपये लीटर पेट्रोल हो गया।
जेब पे असर पड़ा है आपकी?
जेब पे तो असर पड़ेगा, जब महंगाई होगी तो असर पड़ेगा। गरीब लोग तो मर जाएंगे, गाड़ियाँ कैसे चलाएंगे।
So these are the reactions
Right.
from the Jammu. This is one of the oldest petrol pump in the Jammu, and there is a mixed
All right.
reaction
As you
coming
keep
from.
talking to people there in Jammu while you report on the hike in petrol prices and what petrol and diesel are costing per litre in Jammu, let's also introduce Pragya, who's with us. Pragya, we'll talk about what the government has been saying, but before that, let's also tell our viewers about the hike that has happened in 1 week. So on the 15th of May, the first hike happened, which was expected, like many said, 3 rupees per litre, and now the second hike comes in 1 week, which is 90 paise per litre. So on the 15th of May, 3 rupees per litre. On the 19th of May, 90 paise per litre. Going across to Pragya. Pragya, the government has been telling people about what it has done over the last 2 months, ever since the war started, the way it tried to cushion the impact. But the opposition now says that elections are over, so the pain begins. So essentially the opposition's criticism is this, that you didn't really cushion Janta, you just delayed the pain, keeping in mind elections. But right now, what is the latest response coming in from the government?
Well, we are expecting some sort of increase and hike also. In fact, there are many under-recoveries. In fact, the government has reported under-recoveries of almost 1,000 crore per day of all the oil supplying, public sector units and companies. And in fact, this is the reason why government said there will be minimum hike. But if government has already said it in past as well. If you see again, if you compare this particular hike in India with other economies, including economies in West Asia, including economies in advanced Europe, and also for Americas that matter, the increase in petrol prices is very low. In fact, very non-significant is what government is saying, but they do not want to pressurize people and also burden people on that particular price hike. When opposition says that now the elections are over, they do not understand that there was no price hike as far as petrol diesel are concerned for past 4 years. They also need to understand that this is no routine price hike. There is a constraint on the passage of oil tankers via Strait of Hormuz, and everyone is reeling under this particular energy crisis right now. India is not the only one, and this crisis is also not of India's making.
Yes.
The government believes that they have kept the people of India insulated from the price hike as far as petrol, diesel and gas are concerned, and they will continue to do it. But the rational hike is also the need of the hour, because the companies are also complaining. The
Right.
government, they are reeling under heavy losses, and this is exactly what government has said, that you can do it.
Stay with us. So while we are hearing a sense of acknowledgement coming in from the people we've been speaking to at fuel stations, at petrol pumps, while they're acknowledging that we do understand what the government is saying. Yes, there is going to be, we are going to feel the pinch, but we understand what's happening geopolitically. Meanwhile, the government too has spoken about the losses that have been incurred by OMCs and how this fuel price hike is because of the war that is now going to enter day 80. Do stay with us. Politics also playing out. The hike is also seeing a fresh war of words between the centre and the opposition. There are statements coming in from the Congress party, where the Congress party once again is resorting to jibes like inflation man to target the Prime Minister. Let's take you through what the Congress party has now said. So here in its latest post, the Congress party, while criticizing the government, while criticizing the centre, has said, and this is on their official social media handle on X, the Congress party says, and I quote, "The inflation man Modi's whip has struck the public again. Petrol and diesel have been hiked by 90 paise. Modi has raised prices by 4 rupees in the last 4 days itself. With this increase, petrol has reached 109 rupees and diesel 96 rupees in the country. This is just the beginning. The inflation man will extract even more because elections are over." So the opposition continues to harp on one thing, that the pain was delayed only and only because of elections, and now that elections are over, the centre will continue imposing these kind of hikes. More reactions coming in. Let's listen in.
दुनिया में क्राइसिस है पेट्रोल डीजल का, दाम बढ़ा हुआ है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री ने जहां तक संभव लोगों का ऊपर उसका असर होने नहीं दिया है, लेकिन हमारी ऑयल कंपनियों की हालत खराब है, काफ़ी लाखों करोड़ रुपया उनका नुकसान हो गया है। इसलिए जितना मिनिमम बढ़ाना चाहिए उतना ही बढ़ाया है। इसके पहले प्रधानमंत्री ने सबको सचेत किया कि खर्चा कम करिए, बिना ज़रूरत के गाड़ी लेके मत घूमिए, ज़्यादा गाड़ी मत घूमिए। हमारे नेता मंत्रियों ने भी कन्वॉय कम कर दिया है, तो सबको थोड़ा सा एडजस्ट करना पड़ेगा देश के हित में।
And quickly shifting our focus to more news that's coming in. Rupee now has opened at 96.37 against the dollar versus Monday's closing at 96.35 against the dollar. And my colleague Ashesha is with us. Ashesha, explain to us the largest significance of these numbers. Right now we've been talking about fuel prices, the hike in fuel prices, and also let's put our focus on Rupee, how it is slightly slipping in early trade. Explain to our viewers the larger implications.
Well, yes, Rupee has been one of the worst performing currencies within emerging markets on a year-to-date basis. We have seen significant correction for the Indian rupee versus the US dollar on a year-to-date basis, and that seems to be accelerating with Rupee below that 96 versus the dollar mark. That clearly has accelerated, and several factors that continue to remain at play. One, of course, is the FPI outflow that we have seen over the last few trading sessions, and that seems to be accelerating. Since you also spoke about the market, yes, markets have recovered. We are seeing some bit of green in today's trading session after recovery that we saw yesterday. Indian markets are trading with some amount of gains. We have Nifty 50, which is now trading about that 23,700 mark, so 0.5% higher for the Nifty index. We have Sensex, which is up nearly 270 points, so clearly turning out to be a good day for Indian equity markets. But Rupee continues to remain under pressure, and as I mentioned, it has been one of the most impacted currencies within emerging markets on a year-to-date basis.
So Rupee continues to be under pressure. I want you to stay with us and explain further on what the markets are looking like. You just spoke about Sensex being up by 295 points, Nifty up by 55 points, and also, but there are indications coming in. There are reports in the international media about how Donald Trump is now also thinking about resuming strikes. The markets today have opened on a strong note. But right now, take us through the latest, and also with the signals coming in when it comes to geopolitics, what is the impact that is likely to be seen on the Indian markets?
Well, yes, we did get some green signals from US President Donald Trump, and that is the reason we saw Brent crude decline. In fact, yesterday when we discussed on the show, Brent crude was trading above that $111 per barrel mark. And because of the green signals that we got from US President Donald Trump overnight, we have Brent crude, which is now declined below that $110 per barrel. And that is the reason we are seeing this kind of positive reaction for Indian equity markets. We have IT sector and a couple of other sectors which continue to remain in focus, especially on the back of everything that is happening on the geopolitical front. And that is the reason Nifty is sitting with some amount of gains, 0.5% higher in trade today, and Sensex in tandem is gaining nearly 0.5% in today's trading session. But remember, we are in the thick of earnings season for India. Most companies have reported their numbers, so all eyes are on India Inc. as well. But of course, geopolitical concerns continue to remain an overhang, although we have seen some bit of respite in trade today.
So some bit of respite there. The markets right now opening on a strong note. Thank you so much, Ashesha, for breaking it down for our viewers. With that, let's also once again shift our focus back to the hike in fuel prices. What does the common man have to say? What does the Janta have to say? Here's another report.
Prices are once again in focus as the prices have been increased for the second time within a week. Last time it was been increased by ₹3 per litre, but today it has been increased by 90 paisa per litre. And right now we are also here standing at a petrol pump. Let us try to speak to some of the people who have come here to fill the tanks of their vehicles. What are their opinions regarding this fuel price hike?
मैडम जी, दिक्कत तो सब है रही है, आम आदमी है तो या तो बहुत ज़्यादा दिक्कत है, काम ही रोजगार है ना, यही है। अभी आते 3-4 रुपया बढ़ जा रहा है पिड़ो में, हम सब में रेट कम है और पेट्रोल इतनी महंगी है, मत जाओ रही है।
Right now I would also like to show you the visuals here, as the rate which have been displayed here is at 91.58 rupees per litre for the diesel, and for petrol it has gone up to 98.64. We are right now here in the national capital.
पेट्रोल तो अपने देश में उतना निकलता नहीं, तो बाहर से खरीद के आता है, तो जब बाहर क्राइसिस है, बाहर से खरीद के महंगा आ रहा है तो महंगा तो लेना पड़ेगा ना। कोई दिक्कत नहीं, अगर महीने में एक बार 2 बार पेट्रोल ले रहे हैं तो अगर 100-200 रुपये एक्स्ट्रा जाता है तो वो सरकार पे बोझ तो नहीं पड़ेगा ना। तो सबको इसको समझना चाहिए। अगर 100-200 रुपये पॉकेट में भारी पड़ता है तो क्या दिक्कत है आपको? इतना तो आप कहीं भी कुछ खाने जाएंगे तो दे के चले आते हैं, और अगर महीने में अगर इतना आपका जा रहा है तो क्या दिक्कत?
There are certain people who have accepted the fact that it is going to make a huge impact upon the pockets of the common man. They have also appealed to the government to make sure that it doesn't, impact a lot upon their lives, because every day the people needs to travel for their work, and that is the only reason why they have also, asked the government not to put so much of burden upon the pockets of the common man. Other opinion is also that if the government needs help from the people of this country at this crisis situation, then it is completely fine, and they are also ready to cooperate.
So once again, viewers, let's put our focus on the fuel prices as they stand today in major cities of Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai and Chennai. Here we are talking about current fuel prices in metros, the second fuel hike in 5 days. In Delhi, it is up by 87 paise, like we told you, 98.64. In Kolkata, close to 110, that is 109.70. In Mumbai, 107.59, and in Chennai, 104.49. And also here, we are also going to talk about diesel prices. In Delhi, the cost of diesel per litre is 91.58. In Kolkata, it is 96.07. In Mumbai, it is 94.08. And in Chennai, it is 96.11. So yes, a hike in petrol and diesel prices. There's a lot of politics that's happening around it. The government has been giving out its reasoning, and we also have been getting you reports from the ground. And right now, we're telling you about the politics that's playing out. The criticism that the Congress party and the opposition leaders are coming out with is, right now there will be, the term used by the opposition is that of vasooli or extortion, and this will happen in phases. But on the ground, what is the sentiment? Let's again listen in.
What can the government do? Trump is mad and he's doing all this. So that is why. So what can the government do? Same government, if the opposition will scream now, when they were there, they shut down the pumps. Okay? So this is just a political, petrol. Go and fight with Trump, no?
क्या करेगा अभी? बढ़ के जा रहा है, पूरा गैस का भी बढ़ के जा रहा है, डीजल पेट्रोल, क्या करेगा अभी? कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते अभी।
पहले और अब में क्या फर्क आ रहा है? डीजल जब आप कार में डलाते हैं तो कितना इफेक्ट कर रहा है आप लोगों को?
अभी हम लोग को ये बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा है ना, अभी ज़्यादा हो रहा है, क्या करेगा अभी?
So yes, you've been hearing the voices of the public. There is a level of acknowledgement of what's happening. Some are also saying that, it is Donald Trump who's responsible, and this is the price that the common man in India has to pay because of a war that was started by him, because of a president who just does not know how to end this war. Now, that's what the people have to say. The opposition on its part is unsparing in its attacks. The opposition is accusing the government of getting into extortion mode or vasooli mode, the term that has been used by the Congress party. They've been using barbs like Mehengai Man for the Prime Minister and have been telling the people of this country that wait and watch, more hikes are coming up.